You work with a lot of celebrities and you know them very well. So which celebrity most needs your help?
I only give advice when I'm asked advice. So, but that being said, I love working with celebrities. I work with a lot of them. And it's really interesting because when you work with celebrities, you really get into their personal life and you find out a lot of their history and what they're like. And I love working with all of them. And if they ask me for advice, yeah, I'm there.
So if you had to take your design sense and put it into a plate of food, what would that plate look like?
Well, I like to think of my jewelry as very elegant, classic, and maybe with a little bit of edge. It tells your story. So my first inclination would be maybe like a fillet, but I think maybe like steak frites. So it sort of has a little bit of an edge to it.
What color could you not live without in your crayon toolbox?
I would say marigold. Actually, that's my brand color, and the reason I love marigold is because it's happy.
How would you describe how you incorporate antiques and vintage items into your own home decor?
I love antique and vintage shopping, and my book, Living with What You Love, is all about surrounding yourself with the things that you love. But for me personally, I would probably have to say my family photos, which are in, I collect old vintage lockets and cigarette cases and charms and powder compacts, and I cut the photos out and I put them in the vintage pieces.
What tips do you have for attendees this year at the Antiques Fair?
The people who are in their booths, the experts, they're like walking encyclopedias. They know so much, and also if you're interested in something in particular, they can really lead you down that path, and they can help fuel your enthusiasm for something, and they're great.
Now, how do you incorporate vintage design into your own home?
I have a collection of white pottery in my home, and it's all started with one antique vintage white mug I inherited from my family. So what I did is I felt very lonely sitting in my home, so I just started adding to it and collecting white pottery, and it takes time, and now all of a sudden I have this beautiful collection of white pottery.
If you had to dress in any other era, what era would you want to be?
I would definitely do the early 1900s. I love all the accessories from the early 1900s. It was very personal, and my jewelry is very inspired from that. Also my Minaudiers, and I'm a huge Downton Abbey fan. And actually, I have to say that Michelle Dockery carried my Minaudier at the Golden Globes.